automated path. What we want to do is build a machine that is going to increase itself in results over time and just increase those results. Instead of doing one-off campaigns and batch manual process, instead trying to take leads, route them into the best fit, and then come up with hypotheses, and having hypotheses of what is going to be more effective at bringing in better results, and then taking those hypotheses and applying them so that you can say from the get-go, there's going to be a success criteria of what we're doing here. This is what it's going to be, and that's going to be the approach to building things out, as opposed to more of a finger in the wind, let's do a targeting of the month or a targeting of the quarter. Instead of just saying targeting for the sake of targeting, we have targeting with a goal. The goal is to increase the conversion rate from one stage to the next. Because the Series Decisions waterfall, this waterfall method, is actually a mathematical model. So that means if you increase the conversion rate from one stage to the next, all else equal, you will create more revenue. So the entire point of this is to look at what is the, for example, Series Decisions benchmarks of conversion rates, what's the industry standard, and then where are you specifically. If you look at, for example, on the right, if your conversion rate between MAL and MQL is 3%, then you can notice that this is really important before we start talking about nurture and nurture strategy, that we start with a hypothesis, which is our goal is to increase the conversion rate from MAL to MQL. The way that we're going to do that is that we have a hypothesis. We say, if we send targeted nurture, targeted communications to someone that is more interesting to them, that they will engage more content and be more interested in what we're providing to them, then they will learn more, they will identify more with our brand, and they will be more likely to convert into a marketing qualified lead down the line. It's really important because this becomes the entire hypothesis of what nurture is. And without that, you're just kind of swinging blindly in the wind. Things like campaigns, campaign focus, quarterly focus, kind of themes throughout a campaign. This is something that is great for a quarter, a half a year, but doesn't actually scale out ad infinitum. Because really, ideally, what we're trying to do, going back, we were trying to make basically an engine that is going to route people automatically into the area where they will be most likely to convert into customers later on down the line. And we're trying to make sure that everyone, starting from 100%, routes down into the area that they're most likely to do this. Timely events is also not scalable at all. I think there is a place for it once all of your scalable infrastructure is in place, but it is not really quite a starting place that we generally focus on. And then finally, executive's whim is definitely not a scalable route. My own opinion here is that I think in B2B marketing, we're doing testing really poorly. I think we're not really focused on results that matter. We're paying attention to subject lines that are not going to have incremental real value, when instead we should be thinking about and testing, are these general nurture initiatives, is this general marketing initiative actually bringing in incremental revenue? And this is something that you see, like a new CMO comes in, throws everything overboard, tries everything new strategy of targeting. It's never tested, and it ends up being just like a kind of fancy, we hope this works, and if it doesn't work based on revenue, in a few months that CMO is gone and somebody else is new. Is to create controlled tests based on people in the funnel. So imagine you have, this is deep into the technical weeds here again, but basically imagine leads come in the door and you want to number them 1 through 10. Not just based on what campaign you're testing, but what actual group they are. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then just keep on going on as leads are created. And in order to create an actual testing of that strategy, to prove that your strategy brings in more money and actual higher conversion rates, you can actually use that to design controlled tests where we say, number 1 is not going to get this new targeting initiative. And then we want to prove that our targeting initiative actually brings in more incremental revenue. We have a holdout group that we're measuring, and that kind of thing can be applied not just to individual targeting strategy, but also to large pop trends in marketing, like ABM. You have an idea on ABM. Instead of just going wildly into pursuing it, you can do a controlled test and say, does ABM actually bring incremental, are ABM efforts actually bring incremental revenue effort and conversion rates from MAL to MQL or MQL to SAL in the case of ABM. So kill off anything that's performing poorly. Improve building a machine you can improve without rework, really important, robust, and scalable. And then you should actually test strategic targeting, which I don't really think that anyone is doing as far as I've seen in terms of B2B marketing. And you can do that through controlled tests, random cohorts, and actually planning up ahead and saying, like, there's a hypothesis that's going to increase conversion rates here, and targeting it that way as opposed to just throwing targeting at a wall and seeing what sticks.